Guys, you won't believe what this author was caught for. We've covered authors on this channel in the past who have been caught red-handed using Gen AI, but this one is even worse. So strap in and let's delve into the situation. And again, please don't send hate to any parties involved. Look at this. So this was actually originally posted to Reddit, apparently in r/mildly infuriating, but then that image was deleted, but then this person posted this image on Threads. And they write, when you don't proofread the book you wrote, SMH. And real quick, if you want to look for some beautiful artwork, well, look no further than Draw Market. There's over 300,000 talented artists on this platform, and best of all, there is no AI. So if you want to give it a try yourself and sell some artwork or purchase some commissions for yourself, give Draw Market a try, and you can check it out here or in the link below. So thank you, Draw Market, for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to it. And it is a book where it says, turn the pages and let your adventure begin. If you want, I can now write the full first chapter of the guide. Welcome to Pitagalano, in a way that pulls the reader in with vivid, modern, and practical insights for 2026. Do you want me to do that next? If you guys don't know, that is one of those responses you're gonna get from ChatGPT if you ask it something. So OP probably prompted it with, oh, write a book about Pitagalano and give me the first chapter. And this is what ChatGPT would respond to you with. They left the response prompt inside their book. This actually made it to Yahoo Travel. This is an article written August 9th by Lauren Novak titled, Italy Travel Guide Arrives with an Infuriating Leftover AI Prompt Printed Inside. So this is the Amazon listing. It's written by somebody called Gerald Baker, the City of Stone and Sunlight 2026 Guide for Pitagalano. Interestingly, there is 104 reviews and they're all 1 stars for the most part. Absolutely absurd. And people found the ebook version as well, writing, this book is terrible. It's the result of an AI prompt with no specifics. It could have been written about any city. The author was so lazy they didn't even take out the conversation with the AI chatbot. A lot of people writing AI slop, AI slop, AI slop. And you know what's the funniest part? It was right in the beginning. Here we have the introduction. It's in the sample. Bro didn't even proofread their own book enough to figure out the fact that the sample, which shows like the first 10 pages of the book, actually reveals the AI prompt. Caught in 4K HD, bro. That's absolutely wild. And note the irony. Copyrighted material written on every single page. Wow. But you didn't write this yourself. We got Gen AI prompts in here. That is so funny. And dude, the rabbit hole gets even deeper because this is actually absurd. Because this author, Gerald Baker, who knows if that's even their real name, right? They've got a bunch of other guides on other cities in Italy. Another one, another one, another one, another one. And guess what? Let's take a look at this one. Tellaro, Italy's Secret Seaside Escape 2026 Complete Travel Guide. Let's read the sample, guys. By the way, no part of this book may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, photocopying, recording, or otherwise, without the prior written permission of the copyright holder. Blah, 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 blah. Now we have the introduction. Dream about a seascape. In the following guide, you'll unlock hidden gems and secret spots, blah, 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 blah. This is the same format we saw in the other book, right? How to use this guide. They left the AI prompt in this one too, also visible inside the sample. If you want, I can write the next full chapter 1, Welcome to Tellaro, in a way that truly immerses the reader in the village and sets up the travel experience. Do you want me to do that? They left it in multiple books. It's not even that one that Reddit found because it's in this one as well. This is why it's so absurd, right? Because if you've used Gen AI in assistance to write one of your books, I am going to assume you use it in multiple of your books. Because what are the odds the first time you got caught was actually the first time you did it? Probably not. You probably did it multiple times. But what are the odds that you leave it in multiple books? That either means you didn't try at all, which you didn't, or 2, you went into ChatGPT and copy and pasted your entire conversation with a chatbot into a book and then printed that out without flipping the pages yourself. Not even once, because you would have caught it. This is on page 8. This is absolutely absurd. Out of all the times that I've covered stories about people who have written books and left their Gen AI prompts in there, because I've talked about a couple of these, never have I seen an author who has done it in multiple books. Or maybe they have, but their book sucks so nobody read multiple of them. I don't know, man. But the fact that there's 2 of them, my jaw is on the floor. It just sucks because it feels like the sanctity of a media that is so beloved, books, is being diluted due to people pumping out slop material. And again, if that isn't even enough about the writing, I'm not fully confident the background is legitimate as well. A lot of these people in boats are looking real funny. Come on, just look at these buildings. We've got buildings that are like melting into other buildings. And it's interesting because the Yahoo article notes that Amazon requires publishers to disclose AI-generated material when the book contains AI-generated text, images, or translations, but that Amazon doesn't require disclosure when AI is used only to edit or brainstorm material. Although I would argue that the cover looks AI-generated, and that it apparently is a disclosure made to Amazon at the time of publication and is not shown on the product page, where I would argue that I feel like it should be shown on the product page so that customers can make an informed decision as to whether they want to purchase or not. But absolutely, wow, my jaw is on the floor. We have this post where the user writes, "If you use AI, you don't have any art skills," making fun of that statement that a lot of us artists say. And here is an AI generated graphic, self-proclaimed to be AI generated, but again, you take one look and use your eyeballs. Bro's got 5 fingers on this hand and bro's got 4 on this hand and 5 on this one. The math is not mathing. And basically they're generating a character stat sheet where, as you can see, they have all of these other traits like drawing, composition, color editing, and there's a trait for AI prompting. And the comic reads, "If you use AI, you don't have any art skills." Again, this is what the haters say, right? And OP is saying, "Bro thinks training one skill means I don't have the others." So it's implying that, like, just because they're racking up points in AI prompting doesn't mean they don't have skills in design, composition, drawing. Interestingly, adaptability, or always leveling, is at infinity. And it says, "Training one skill doesn't delete the rest." Again, I would really argue on our usage of the word skill in this context, but ignoring that, we could break this down to a couple points. Training quote unquote one skill doesn't delete the rest. Not using skills does cause your skills to diminish, okay? Look, back in high school, I was on the swim team for 2 years, okay? I swam, had some decent cardio. I suck though. But you ask me now to go swim 500, that's not happening. I can't make that happen. I could back then. I can't do it now. You know why? Because I haven't swam in like 5 years, okay? You don't use a skill, you lose it. So it's actually like kind of a false statement. But secondly, the overall point I vastly disagree with. And you don't even need me to disagree with them because the comments are loudly making fun of this person. It's so funny. They got ratioed to absolute hell. And the top comment with 15.2 thousand likes, mind you, the OG post, 300 likes, right? Frog of shame. If the frog of shame gets more likes than the original post, then your post really sucks. And imagine you're just this frog, like one frog chilling in the wilderness, not knowing you became a cultural icon as the frog of shame. That's really funny. Another person adds a meme of a hand unplugging something, writing, "Oops, there goes your talent." And another meme by Twonks that says AI design logic. And it is somebody sitting at a restaurant with a waiter being like, "Get me a cheese pizza." The waiter comes back with the cheese pizza and the person's like, "Wow, look what I made." And the waiter's kind of side-eyeing him. And another person adds, "Might want to take AI prompting off the skills list." Because as you can see, there's a lot of errors with the piece. Shoes not matching up bookmarks halfway in the middle of the book, but like torn in half for some reason. And again, this is most definitely rage bait, but I just think it's interesting when people rage bait for the sake of rage baiting, you know? Hey, people have their own motivations at the end of the day. Some people, I guess, live to go make other people angry. But Threads yeeted their monetization program a while ago, so as far as I know, you don't really make money from posting on Threads anymore per views that you get. So I'm just curious about the incentive for stuff like that. And I think this quote is really valid. A user writes, "AI is popular because it gives dumb people the illusion they are smart, and uncreative people the illusion they are artistic." And I mean, I agree, right? Because at the end of the day, I don't understand personally, and maybe I don't get it because I don't generate images with AI, but that how can you look at a final product that was generated, so you didn't draw it, and be like, "Wow, I made that. I am so creative." You know you didn't make it. What level of delusion is happening up there? That's like me being like, "Wow, look at this book. This is an amazing book." I don't know, actually, I haven't read it yet. "I made this. I purchased it from a bookstore. I did so well. It was purchased. I didn't write anything in here." Like, you know you didn't make it. So it doesn't make sense to me. And I feel like this post is really relatable. It's a viral post on Threads. Quote, "No way you wrote a 5-page essay without AI," end quote. Buddy, we wrote them without even reading the book. And this got 198,000 likes. Have you guys been there back in the day when you're in school and there's an essay coming up and you definitely didn't read like most of the book and you have to write the essay anyways? And you're just writing by like the seat of your pants. Is that the saying? And you're going at it. One time, my claim to fame, English class at college, I met my partner at this English class. It was really cute. But there was like an in-class essay. And then it's a 1 hour and 30-minute class, right? But I was napping and I slept through like half the class. So I woke up and I was like, oh crap. And I ran to class and I showed up with 45 minutes left and just sat down and wrote as furiously and as quickly as possible. And I got like an A- on that essay. Like, wasn't even there. And next up, we have this post that I find very interesting. A user writes, I drew these. AI finished them. Where exactly does my creativity end? And here we have post-it note drawings. Here is a doodle of a guy smoking what looks like a cigar with an afro. This is the AI finished piece. Here is another person kind of looking off to the side wearing a shirt. And this is the AI piece. Here is another drawing with like 4 people. Here is them together. And this one was really funny. A user screenshotted the Threads post and then drew an arrow between the 2 pieces, right? The left one being the hand drawn on the post-it note and the right one being the AI image. And they wrote right here and drew the arrow right there. I mean, yeah, that's true, right? If you drew them and AI finished it, where does your creativity end? Your creativity ends where you drew it. I feel like it's like equivalent of like if you drew this and handed it off to another artist to finish the piece, your creativity also ended like there because the other artist finished the piece. So they added their own creativity and twist to it. AI is not another artist, by the way, but I'm just giving this as a hypothetical. A commenter adds, your drawing is fine and appreciate it for what it is. 100% has more character than the slop. Your creativity ends wherever you stop drawing and thinking. And OP says, is art only drawing or is it an expression of what you have in your mind? I never stopped thinking. I wanted to see how my sketch would look like in real life. Except for the group, it seems the photos represent exactly my vision. So why should it be a slop? It's part of the workflow and one of the many kinds of art. I think that's definitely an interesting take to have. The whole expression of things in your mind. Yes, art and drawing and stuff like that is an expression of what you have in your mind. So they drew it and they drew it on a bunch of post-it notes. That is the expression of what is in their mind. I guess their feeling is maybe that their art level is disconnected from the image in their mind, as in they wanted it to be more rendered out, but their art level did not allow them to do so. So by saying, I want to see how my sketch looks like in real life, it's because they don't know how to draw realism, so they use Gen AI to fill in the gaps. I mean, again, I would argue that's where your creativity ended. Because every choice made from your sketch to the final product of the Gen AI image had no input from you in terms of correcting the output, right? Your input was your sketch. That is the limit of your creativity. That is where your creativity ended. Every choice the AI made was AI. It had nothing to do with you. It's the same thing. If you gave an artist that sticky note and was like, draw this, and the artist rendered it out in a realism style, your creativity ended where that sticky note is, because the artist then went and added all their extra stuff to it. So I kind of fail to see the point. And also, I have a take that might be a little bit of a hot take. And it's that a lot of people tend to think their ideas are worth more than they actually are. Good ideas are a dime a dozen. Everybody and their mom has good ideas. The difference between a good idea and then a good final product is the ability to output and turn that idea into a final product. The amount of good ideas people have for video games, movies, art, etc. People have good ideas all the freaking time. It's easy to think and imagine and fantasize. It is hard to turn that into a reality. And what Gen AI is doing, it's making people feel like they have the ability to turn all of these ideas they think are amazing million-dollar ideas into some reality. And I think it's making people feel like they have a lot more likeness to artists who use their hands to turn their ideas into reality. Kind of like an invitation into a club that they originally couldn't join because they didn't know how to draw. And instead of learning how to join said club, they used the AI machine to do it. And we have this post, right, where the user Michael writes, to all the AI bros, you didn't make a movie, AI did. You didn't make a poster, AI did. You didn't make a song, AI did. You didn't write a book, AI did. You didn't create an animation, AI did. You didn't do anything, AI did, and it only was able to do it by stealing from others. And that, I want to add to that, exactly to the point that I was talking about. Because the people who use Gen AI to write their book or their song or post or whatever, because it was built off of their idea, they feel like they own the final product and that the final product was made purely off of 100% of their creativity and that it was like a manifestation of everything they weren't able to do. But I disagree with that because again, you didn't make any of the difficult, hard choices, any of the creation part, whatever. It wasn't done by you. It was done by AI. And it might feel like it was done by you because the idea came from you. But again, it's not the same. It's not the same at all. Another person has a point where they write, they prompted the AI, they thought of the idea, they executed on the plan. Sure, AI built the ideas, but without an idea, without the ability to execute, the AI wouldn't have done anything. So AI bros deserve some credits. And again, to this point, I disagree. Going back to the hot take that I had, everybody has good ideas. Everybody has an idea that's $1 million idea. Again, the difference is the ability to do it and to execute on it and the process to make it exactly your own and do every final touch and have your hand in every part of the creation of it. That's beautiful, bringing something to life. Having a good idea and then going to AI to make the idea come true is not the same thing. Again, that's like me having a really, really good idea for a pizza. So I go to Domino's and customize my own pizza with my own toppings. And then I'm like, wow, look at this pizza that I made. I didn't make the pizza. Sure, I had the idea to go and add every single meat topping known to man on this pizza. I didn't make this pizza. Domino's did, and I ordered it and somebody delivered it to me. So I didn't even get it myself. It's not the same. You can't call me a chef because I put together a custom pizza on Domino's. Not sponsored, but please sponsor me. I love Domino's. Their crust is amazing. And the theft is the other part of it. AI was only able to do it by stealing from others. And that's the thing. Your creation would never exist without the theft from other people's work. And it's always interesting because the AI bros get very angry if somebody takes their idea, where it's like, if they have an idea for some sort of, I don't know, little Studio Ghibli ripoff anime, and then somebody else generates a very similar looking one, they get very mad. They have so much protection over their idea. And again, maybe it's a hot take, but everybody has good ideas. You creating something out of your idea with Gen AI, you making an Italy travel guide using Gen AI is not the same as somebody actually researching Italy, living there, and talking to locals to figure out where the best places are and then putting together a guide through that. The final post that I want to leave you with, and this is very food for thought, a user on Twitter writes, I don't know why AI sloppers get so upset when we call it slop. It's not like we're insulting their work. So what are your thoughts on all of this? From everything that we've covered to the Italy travel books, that one was absolutely wild. Multiple prompts left in there, absurd. What are your thoughts at the end of the day? Do you like Gen AI? Do you not support Gen AI? I'm curious about your thoughts at the end of the day. If you like this video, I appreciate if you like and subscribe. Don't forget to check me out on Etsy or Coffee. And I'm trying to get my Instagram to 100K. So if you want to follow me there, it would mean a lot. And I also stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Monday, Saturday, 6 p.m. PST, or Thursdays at 7:30, where I do a podcast with my friend. So I hope to catch you all there or in another video. Peace.